Kakadosh Boker or Mishna Yomi Masechet Metzia Perek Hey. We're starting the new chapter, right? Perek Hey Mishna Aleph Vebet, right? 1 and 2. Ezu Neshech. This is a new chapter which is going to speak about interest. Okay, when we're talking about interest, which is going to be Midoraita and Midrabanan. The Mishnah is going to call, right, the Mina Torah interest on a loan Neshech and rabbinical interest called Tarbit. Okay, and the Mishnah is going to give an example of which one. Ezu Neshech. So which one is Neshech, which is Doraita, meaning Doraita interest, Veze Tarbit, and what is rabbinical interest? So he says, Ezu Neshech, he says, Amalve Sela b'chamisha dinarin. If you're going to lend out, right, a Sela, right, which is worth 4 dinars for 5 dinars. So that means he basically has to pay back 5 instead of 4. Satayim chitim b'shalosh. 2 seahs of chitim, of wheat, for 3. Why? Because he's taking a bite. So neshech is coming from the terminology linshoch, right? Noshech. So what does that mean? He's taking a bite out of the other person's funds. Okay, so that's what he's doing. Okay, vezeu tarbit. What is tarbit? Yeah, he says hamarbebe perot. Someone who increases his wealth by buying produce and receiving more than what he paid for. Ketzad, how do you do that? Imagine right now you bought wheat from another person for a gold dinar. A gold dinar is 25 silver dinars. For a kur, right? 30 seah of wheat. And that was the price in the market. So the buyer paid the wheat in advance with understanding that the seller would give it to him, right, when he needed it. So now this is permissible because that was the price and it was available in the market. And in the meantime, it went up now to 30 silver dinars, right? So what happens is for the kur. So even so, if the buyer would take the delivery of wheat now, there would still be no problem of interest because he's viewed as taking possession of the wheat from the time that he paid for it. So therefore, it was his wheat that went up in value. Meaning, even though it went up in value, but it was his. Okay. However, though, now that the price of the wheat has gone up, the buyer decides that he wants to sell the wheat and buy something else. So now, right, this is going to lead now to a second agreement, which is problematic. Amarlo, he tells him, "Tell li chiti, give me my wheat. Shani rotzeh limochran v'likach bain yain. Give me the wheat. I want to come. I'm going to sell it for a profit, and I'm going to buy wine." Amarlo, he tells him, "Harei chitecha siyot alai. You know what? I'll take it from you for the 30 dinarim. And I have wine. I'll give you wine." Right? V'yain enlo. Now the seller does not have wine right now. Right? He doesn't have wine. So therefore, he's not receiving any new money from the buyer. Right? Therefore, even if the wine is available in the market at the price, the seller is considered to have wine in his possession. Since the seller does not have wine, he says the buyer cannot be viewed as acquiring wine from him at a time. And therefore, when the price of the wine goes up in between, so now you have a problem of interest, but again, it's going to be midrabanan. Okay, in this case, it's going to be midrabanan. Okay, that was the first Mishnah. Mishnah bet. Yeah, amalve et chavero. Someone who gives a loan to his friend. Lo yadur b'chatzero chinam. He should not live in the borrower's courtyard for free. He cannot rent for less than the value of the rent. Why? That is rabbinical rebit. It's not the doraita, obviously, because it wasn't on the loan. What is rabbi doraita? Rabbi doraita is, I'm lending you $100, you're giving back 105. Here I lent you $100. I didn't charge you anything. But all of a sudden, I'm coming and I'm going to stay in your house for free. It's the Rabbanan rebit. Why? It looks like you're doing a bit. Or, for example, I'm going to now rent from you your house, right? Another house, wherever it is, right? And instead of charging me the $1,000 for rent, now you charge me $800. So it looks like a bit. So in those two cases, because of that, it's going to be marbim al. It is permissible to increase the rent, okay? But you cannot increase a sale, okay? So you're allowed to increase rent. You're not allowed to come and increase a sale, okay? Look at the footnote. Okay, so Ketzad, how so? He's kilo et chatzero. If you're going to come and you're going to rent out a courtyard to another person, he told him, if you pay me now, it's 10 slaim for a year. Meaning if you're going to pay upfront, 10 slaim for the year. But if you're going to pay me per month, right? It's sela lechodesh. It's going to be 12 sela for the year, right? 12 sela for the year instead of 10. Mutad, you're allowed to do that, right? That means basically what they come and they tell you, listen, if you're going to pay up front, you get a 5% discount or things like that. Mutar. Yeah. But if he's selling a field, and he tells him, if you're going to give it to me now, it's 1,000 zuz. But if it's going to be until the beginning, you're going to, it's going to be 1,200 zuz, there it's going to be asur. Right? This is going to be rabbinic interest. He says, because since the buyer now owes the seller money for the item that he bought, he's in effect borrowed the price until later on, since he later pays him in zuz. So then he has paid him the interest. In short, when the two prices are presented, the true price is considered to be the one that applies when the money is legally due. If that is the lower price, then the higher price is considered an extra charge for waiting to be paid. This is considered to be like interest on a loan, which is going to be asur only midirabbanan.